Globally, all stock markets had very strong returns in Q2, which is making up a good part of what the market lost in March. MSCI All Country World Index ex-US was up over 16% and MSCI EAFE almost 15%. Within a few months, the G3 central banks expanded their balance sheet by almost 50% to make sure that interest rates stay low and credit spreads remain contained. I think mission accomplished. Fiscal support was the second leg. Most major economies were supporting the labor market and the consumer. But also the corporate sector got a lot of help. And lastly, there was a clear correlation between new infection mortality and better stock market performance. Our international growth strategy had a very good quarter and beating the benchmark by 5 to 6%. Stay-at-home orders have altered consumer and business behavior in a material way. The lockdown has accelerated secular trends in a few months, which could have taken years otherwise. The human being is very adaptable to this new environment. Digital payment being a good example. Everybody had to move online for shopping, as most physical stores were closed. And the only way is to pay digital. Penetration of digital payments went through the roof within just 3 months. Adyen and Stone were our big winners there. The need of merchants to go online to do business and survive has fueled new customer growth at Shopify, which was another big winner for us. Q2 was a strong quarter for us, and there was relatively little which did not work. But there are basically two camps of stocks, the more defensive ones, which have not fallen as much or have recovered already in March, and therefore there was not that much fuel left, like Kao in Japan, for example, or companies which belong to the cyclical camp, where the recovery gets pushed out much further, like airframe manufacturer Airbus. Fortunately, we have little of these companies. It's very critical for the stock market how the coronavirus will develop. Do we get a strong second wave? What will be the progress in developing a vaccine, which could be a game changer? I hope that we have learned how better deal with the coronavirus, that another lockdown, global lockdown, is not needed. There are some bright spots though. Europe and most of Asia is attacking local outbreaks right away with good success. We need the labor market to come back. Current unemployment is still too high to make consumer confident to spend again. And current consumer spending is not a good indicator for future spending because it's, in the first place, it's just pent-up demand. Companies will be hesitant to invest for growth for quite some time. Nevertheless, I could see M&A activity to gain market share for these companies, and they pay with very cheap money. The European green commitments, but also a potential change in the US government can lead to an acceleration of green initiatives. Rollout of renewables in wind and solar, adoption of EVs could be in the headlines later in the year. We have initiated several positions to participate in the potential upswing.